Guys, when do we stop getting scared of buying pregnancy tests? Because tell me why, at my big age of 30, having had more than one pregnancy, married, somewhat financially okay, I am still scared to buy these. I was scared. So ask this, that, to buy, like my heart was pumping to buy these. Let's go home and test them. I am 22 days late. My periods are supposed to be here weeks. Like the week before I tested, I was negative, and then the periods didn't come. The periods never arrived. So I just need to check. Also, this thing is becoming very tedious, like trying to conceive. I've never had to do this. All the other times it was just, but this time around, fighting for my life, Sana. But yeah, let's go home and get the test done. Yeah. Hey guys, I don't know how to document this, so I'm just gonna randomly pop in every other day. So it's been hectic. It's not been nice. So we found out that we were pregnant 2 weeks ago, and on Sunday I had a bloody show. On Monday still, and then on Tuesday I went to see my GP. And my GP referred me to a diagnostic sonotologist or something like that. I'll write it on the screen. And then I went to that doctor. She was also very friendly and very helpful and very informative. She explained that we had quite a few possibilities on our table. First, we had an ectopic pregnancy as an option, but that one my GP ruled out from examining me. She's like, it's not that, because I'm not in any type of pain. And then threatening miscarriage was at the top of everyone's list, both my doctor and the sonotologist, yeah, whatever, yeah, that professional, that medical specialist. And then another possibility was that it was 2 embryos and 1 embryo has discarded, hence the heavy bleeding and the blood. It will explain the blood clots. However, there is no scientific or medical way to prove that unless they test the clots and whatnot. They can't, because the clots and whatnot came out in the toilet and I flushed them. I took pictures, yes, but then I flushed. So, and then we did the scan, the internal scan. Oh, that thing's so uncomfortable. We did the internal scan, and my doctor confirmed that I'm actually 5 weeks and 5 days. When that day I was 5 weeks and 5 days, now I'm 6 weeks and a few days. And then there is 1 active embryo with a good heartbeat, so there is still a pregnancy there. However, I need to be on bed rest. I need to avoid heavy lifting, like anything that includes my abdominal and waist area. I need to stop. So I need to get a helper, because I explained to her that no, I'm a stay-home mom. I do all the housework and whatnot. She's like, baby girl, you finna stop that. You can no longer do that, especially in your first trimester. I need us to get through the first trimester, because medically the only thing they can do is give me extra hormones to help the pregnancy, but other than that, my body can still decide to do otherwise. So I need to not do anything. So I need to look for a helper, a part-time helper, right? Which is what I'm doing now. I'm trying to look for someone who can come once a week, clean, do the laundry, ironing and whatnot, because the morning routine, Happy does it, so that one is fine. And it has been quite hard. It was very, very scary, I don't want to lie. Yeah, you guys know I'm pro-life. I'm pro-choice, sorry. I'm not pro-life, I'm pro-choice. And this pregnancy was planned, wanted, and prayed for. So it was very scary for me to experience. You know, I like having control over my body and what happens in my body. And this time around, my body was doing its own thing. So it's been a rough couple of days, but today I'm fine. Even my mind was okay. Today I'm doing well. I'm fine. I'm at the mall, at a shopping center a bit further away from my house, and I came to buy chicken licken, and I don't want the chicken licken. I want the acha that they sell at chicken licken. The acha is so specific and I love it. And I'm realizing that a lot of things that I'm eating now, these are not, I don't necessarily think that they are cravings. This is, I think it's habitual. It's knowing that in my previous pregnancies, this is what I was able to eat and keep down. So I'm leaning towards the same food, things like just opting to drink than to eat. I'm only eating pap. I'm not eating rice, pasta. I'm only eating pap. Jabobe. That's the jabobe and I nama. Because the smell of meat and eggs just pisses me off. It just throws me off my balance. So I'm just doing a lot of drinking liquids. I'm doing a lot of eating pap when I do eat. And then I'm also eating the fruit and the vegetables that I know that when I've eaten them, I don't get nauseated or anything. Because everything else that I eat, it comes up. Like Malava, I was craving. I love potatoes on a regular, like even when I'm not pregnant, I love potatoes. So I was craving my grilled potatoes with garlic. Yo. I ate them, and when I put the last one in my mouth, my body said, "What? Remove it." I had all my food came back. So I can no longer consume things with garlic, even though I actually enjoy garlic. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster. So I'm gonna see my gynecologist sometime next week. And you know, because it's advised that I start with my prenatal care earlier, because usually when you are pregnant and when it's not your first pregnancy, you can start your prenatal care around after 8 weeks. Like you can start seeing your gynae with my week 12 and whatnot. But with having had a threatening miscarriage and the possibility of a lost embryo, fetus, I think it's an embryo at the early stage, I don't know. Yeah, it's advised that I start my antenatal care quite early. So I'm going to see Dr. Monyela, same doctor I used for Leregu. Gonna continue with him. I'm gonna see him next week, and then he will tell me what the plan of care is. I was hoping that we can do the same plan of care that I had with Leregu, which meant every month I went to the public clinic to see my nurse. I live in St. John, guys. The public clinic here, you go by appointment. You don't have to wake up at 3. Also, I don't have medical aid, so everything is out of pocket, and I feel like it made better financial sense to put up money away for giving birth in a private hospital than to spend that money every month and seeing my gynae when the nurse at the clinic does more than my doctor does. So yeah, my gynae, he's very good, and he doesn't mind sitting UK during pregnancy. And in his own words, he says nurses are much more learned when it comes to pregnancy. But however, given that this one is starting off at a rough spot, I could say. So yeah, that's the update. So the next time I see you guys, I'll be going to see Dr. Monyela, and then maybe I'll have an update for you guys or not. If not, I'll just be popping in here and there and randomly showing you guys whatever that I'm eating, whatever the pregnancy symptoms I'm experiencing. And I think with this pregnancy, I'm gonna start buying things early rather than late, because now we have more financial responsibilities. We have 2 living kids that have lives, that have sports, that have needs. So I think it'll be better this time around if I start buying for baby now than waiting for my 3rd trimester. Also, because what I did last time, going to the stores at 36 weeks. I'm having iron brew. I love it. So yeah, guys, that's the update. It's a bonus. Let me drive home.
So I can proceed and get another application.
Another day. Another day, another update. Today we are going to our second gynae's appointment, and I'm actually nervous about this one. I've never been someone to be nervous about doctor's appointments, but I'm nervous because, guys, in the past 2 weeks we sagoa. So what happened is it was on a Friday. I was taking a young nap as per usual, and then I woke up from my nap because I felt like I needed to go to the loo, but I also felt like I had I felt like ikakech, which was shocking because I'm 30 years old. Why but I was like, yeah, you never know. So I go to the bathroom, and when I get there and I take off my pants, yo, I am soaked in blood. And I was just like, Daddy, come here. Daddy is my husband, not my father. My father like Papa. I was like, Daddy, because he was working from home. Get a Daddy, come here. This is fine. Get a Daddy, come here. And then he comes, and he is also just there trying to comfort me. But at that point in time, we both assumed that I was having a miscarriage because there was just so much blood and also much blood clots. I took some pictures because I wanted to show them to my gynae, and then we called my gynae. We couldn't get a hold of him, and then we drove to the nearest the GP. Yeah, so we drove to the GP, and when we got there, I could not even speak. My voice was cracking, and I hated the fact that when they saw me, they also had the same assumption, because the last time I was there, we had a similar experience, and I saw the sonatologist. So, I mean, yeah, so it was not nice. And then the doctor was like, baby girl, if this is what we think it is, you need to go to the hospital, because the sad thing is that if you are actively having a miscarriage, there is nothing we can do but to let it complete the course and then clean you afterwards. So you can either go to Unitas, which is the nearest private hospital next to us, or you can go to Calafong, which is a public hospital in Pretoria East. And that is because we are cash paying customers, clients, whatever, patients. So my husband and I opted to go to Unitas because we didn't want to wait. At a public hospital, we're going to wait for so long, and I didn't want to wait. If I was having a miscarriage, I wanted it to be attended to as quickly as medically possible. So we went to Unitas, and then the ER, I had the best nurses, Tamara and Masiriso. They were the best. They really tried to make me comfortable and okay in one of the worst possible situations a woman can ever find herself in. And then the doctor came, which I don't like her so much because I feel like she just blew things out of proportion, and she just made things 10 times worse for me, and that they didn't need to be. Anyway, so they took some blood test, and one blood test, the first time they ran, they said it came out wrong, and they ran it again, and I think that's what misguided the doctor's opinion on what's or not. But also I'm mad because she didn't do a scan, she didn't do a cervical check, and then the blood test came back. When the blood test came back, they were like, your cell count, your blood count, something like that, is too high. It's giving what they call a molar pregnancy. And I was just like, what the heck is that? I've never heard of it. And then I go to ChatGPT to try and understand what they were saying. So basically that is just when the fertilized egg splits into too many cells, and it may mimic a normal pregnancy, but that's not a viable pregnancy. You need to do a TNC, right? And I was crying. I was crying uncontrollably because when she said you have to go into theater, I was just like, I'm funny quite theater, guys. I'm funny. Okay, at theater unless I'm giving birth. And considering that this is our last baby, I didn't want to go to theater then. And then, like, there's so many things going on. I just didn't want to go to theater, especially with doctors that I don't know. So then we had to discuss what the options were. And okay, at one point they said they're going to discharge me and then I can come back tomorrow for the DMC. Fine, which I was happy with. And then she came back and she said, no, I'm not comfortable with that you go home because you're bleeding, so we need to admit you. Admission per night is 45K. I'm not 45K for one night, and if they do the DNC, I'm gonna stay then another night. So it's probably gonna rank 150 at one point, and we don't have that kind of money right now, so gotta forget it. And then they called an ambulance. I got transferred to Galafong, and I got there. I waited, I think, 2 hours before I was attended to by a doctor. I lost my earring. Before I was attended to by a doctor. He was very young, like 2001, but he was very, I mean, he's a doctor, he knows what he's doing, but he's just young and very friendly, and he's, it made me really like calm down and be comfortable, because when he saw my blood work, I was like, girl, I was like, oh, what? My sister, but he explained to me everything so thoroughly, which I wished the doctor at Netcare would have done, like explain these things thoroughly to me and what they meant, because at Netcare, that lady doctor was like, there's some more pregnancy, it could lead to cancer, too many things, you could lose your life. I get it that it's emergency medicine, but so yenza like so yeah. Anyway, the doctor at Galafong explained it to me, and then he paged the guy in there, and then the female doctor came, the gynecologist. It was my first time dealing with a female gynecologist, because my gynecologist, Dr. Mkwena, is a man. So the lady gets there to me, and then she checks my file. She's like, okay, it's fine. Okay, the first doctor who was doing the initial check, he did a cervical check. And then the gynae also, she needed to do an internal vaginal scan. The one where they put that camera thingy in your uterus, yeah. And when she put it in there, because when she read the file, she was like, yo. And then she puts me there on the bed, and then when she's putting in that internal thing, lo and behold, there is a little baby with a heartbeat, and she's like, but in winner? And I said, and I told her what they said to me, and she's like, something is not right here, because if this was a possible molar pregnancy, first and foremost, your uterus is so clean. There should be multiple gray and black spots showing the multiple cells, and there shouldn't be a viable fetus with a heartbeat to start with. And even the lining of your membrane lining, I was like, doesn't make sense to me, so I'm gonna need to run my own blood work and do an additional, they said blood gas, something like that. And then she's also gonna page her supervisor, because she doesn't understand the blood work and what is happening in the uterus. Those are two different incidents. It's like the blood work and what she's seeing on the ultrasound, they don't click. And I was relieved at that point in time, so she was like, I'm gonna admit you overnight, and then just for monitoring, because you are bleeding, but then in the morning my supervisor's gonna come, and then she will have the final say on what is going on. But as for me, I don't see anything that is happening here. Bleeding during the first trimester is common for most people. It's just that the amount of blood you are releasing is concerning, but we can figure that out and maybe give you some hormones to help calm it down. And I was like, sharp. Then I got admitted to Galafong, guys. There was no water in the whole hospital. There was no water. It was so cold. Windows are broken. Like it was so guys. And then, but then at the ward where they put us, I don't know if it's a maternity ward or what, it was clean, just that there was no water. I'm using my coconut palm from Mixba. Huje? You want the earring? I lost it. I took it and I lost it. You Bashibani. So yeah, and then I slept. Then came morning, like by a fruch in the morning, the doctors came and they're like, my water. I'm like, come here. And then I went to this other consulting room. Here we had a gynae, the ultrasound and whatnot. There was 2 doctors. It's a gynecologist and what they call a Murphy. They say she's a specialist of gynecologist. and then masala paya, legs open like Nando's chicken. But if I put that thing in your uterus to do an internal examination, and when they put it in, low and pulled, the fetus is sitting there nicely there at the top. The uterus is clean, there's nothing and whatnot. And then that lady was checking, and then she was explaining that the bleeding is happening between, she made gunama walls apparently in our body, so the bleeding was coming from those walls, and that it was not, there's nothing that they can do about it. It's scaring, but it's like go right, because I don't have any other symptoms. I don't have pain, I don't have cramping, I'm not vomiting, I'm not nauseous, I don't have a fever, I'm just flowing. And at that point I had stopped. So she was like, no, I can't do, you can come in for a checkup after 2 weeks, or you can go with your normal doctor. Okay, I need to do your follow-up and check everything. If your cervix is still open, then they might need to do a cervix clutch to close it, something like that. So today I'm going to see my doctor, and then we'll figure out, we'll see what is what. And then they released a new one. So yeah, just so we'll see how that goes. Get us we'll see what happens. Let's go. Somusa esandleni somusa. Trimester clock it. I can't even speak. Hi guys. We are well into second trimester. I actually need to close that door. Oh. We are well into, well, not well into, we just started our second trimester. I got this cute tumbler from Typo. It was 400 rand. Best purchase, keeps my cold water cold, and that's all I need. And it has significantly improved my water intake. I just came back from the mall, and I was like, with the little energy that I have, let me start the second trimester vlog. I tried closing off first trimester vlog yesterday, but I couldn't. I just got too emotional, so I just stopped. I'm just probably gonna write something at the end of that vlog. I'm not even sure how it ends, but yeah. Anyway, you guys saw my bump. This is us starting our second trimester, and we are starting it with gifts. We are starting it with gifts. So Lerato is one of the very few people that know that I'm pregnant, and that is because that day when that very first incident of me bleeding and whatnot started, I panicked, and I was talking to her, so I told her what was going on and stuff, and so she knows. So I met with her on Saturday last week, and she was like, "Bro, as auntie that knew, but baby is coming." Oh, you got none of this. Very okay. Wait, that's better. She got none of this hat. She asked me which shop I prefer, and I said I like Pep on babies. The quality is so nice. And she got Unanaki. There's my friend just so bougie, because why are you deleting? Why are you removing the price tag? I like this. I think I'm gonna try and look for the same hat in different colors, because a baby can never have too many beanies. Ooh, Jesus. She also got Nani this cute socks. Oh my gosh, they're just making me like, I want to give birth tomorrow. They are so cutesy. So we're getting Nana the socks, and these are essential. These are like necessary. A baby can never have enough socks. I'm the mom that puts socks under every outfit, like summer, autumn, winter, spring. Auntie also got us a vest. Guys, vests from Pip are the best. Someone also said H&M. I've never tried H&M. I don't even know. H&M or Cotton On, I forgot. But yeah, she got baby a vest. The necks, you can see they're intact, not like a comment. Yeah. Me being the mom that I am, I have started stocking up on these. As you can see, this is a fragrance, a free Vaseline. So even if baby has eczema like Leregu, we'll still use the Vaseline anyway. I got, so this one, I got it when I was buying stuff, go macro for my already existing children. And then this two were on sale today at Checkers, 2 for 100 rands. So Nani has 3. And then I also just picked up these, and like you see, mild baby. And like I said, if baby has sensitive skin like Liregu is fine, we'll still be able to use these. So Liregu is my reference because she's the youngest. Lastly, I got Nani these face cloths from Woolies. These are so pretty, and I like that getting neutral colors, so they're not gender specific, because I don't know the baby's gender as yet. And even if I knew the baby's gender, I don't like buying everything like pink or everything blue. I think the babies are cool because I have girls. So I got these. They are so cute. They cost $113. They are so pretty. I hope you guys can hear me with all the wind outside blowing itself up. So I got these for Nani, like I showed you, from Woolies. They look so pretty. I actually wasn't meant to buy anything for baby. I was just going there to get shirts for hubby, but I didn't find anything that I liked. So I ended up buying Nana those first lapis. I mean, why not? And then I got myself some I want to show you. I got myself some nice preggy underwear because I like being comfortable. So, and I also got a few dresses from Shein. I don't know if we should do the Shein haul. I don't know if we should do the Shein haul today or another day. I don't want to deplete myself completely, so maybe let's do the Shein haul. It's only like 1, 2, 3, 4. I think it's like 5 dresses, but my Shayla. We'll do the Shein haul another day. I haven't worn the dresses. They're summer dresses, and it's not yet summer. So when before summer, obviously you're gonna see I'm gonna do the haul soon. Okay, do it today.
Purely because she's the responsible for someone. I liked what
people get.
one extra pass. We'll take the ball. Be brave on the ball.
Betul kono dia ngori kita kalau tagir. Kopela lingive mo kumukogotong tagir. Kirape jadi aku kiri. Come to my bag and I'm tired. I'm tired. Come sit with me, please.
Strap yourselves in. It's going to be a big night.
Come sit with me. I said please. You don't want?
Don't show it.
Sobbing. Maradina, eso no era parenting us. Hi guys, another day of this pregnancy documentary. Last week Hubby and I went to see our gynecologist for our second trimester appointment, you get. And then when we got there, it was all good and well, and baby is growing so well. Like akulu. So Baba is measuring 2 weeks ahead of the pregnancy. You guys know when you're pregnant, your pregnancy a pregnancy is 38 to 48 weeks with that 2 weeks window. And then the measuring of the baby, of how actually big the baby is. So baby is measuring 2 weeks older than the pregnancy. So I was 16 weeks when we went for our appointment, but baby was measuring 17 weeks and 6 days, so basically 18 weeks. Nkulu ubaba, very very active baby, and my gynae was just like, oh my gosh, I cannot believe that at Netcare they almost took out your baby, you know. And baby's going well. We also had some blood work done at my last appointment before that one. So the blood tests came back, no STIs, no HIV. We didn't do my blood type because my gynae already knows my blood type. And then my blood count, my blood count. Yeah, when this pregnancy, the blood is just not blooding. The blood is not doing the right thing. So he was saying that my blood count was fine. It was on 11, but so the average I think is 10. He said the average, yeah, is 10. Mine is just like on board 11, 12, somewhere there. I don't remember. But what he was saying is that it's not yet alarming, but it would be great if I started consuming leafy vegetables like your beetroot, your cabbage, your spinach. So I want to go to Woolworths. Actually, today I'm going grocery shopping, but I grocery shop at Macro, so I haven't seen those shakes, whatever. So if I do go Macro, then it means I will buy them. Probably I'll have to go out again tomorrow because I can't go everywhere. No, I can't go everywhere. So I need to get those smoothies, and I need to get protein shake because I'm losing weight. I am losing weight. As much as I'm eating, it seems Baba is taking more of the nutrients and leaving very little for me. So now I'm competing with a complete stranger for food. So he was like, you need to add on protein shakes. You need to increase your meals. If you're having 3 meals a day, you need to be having 4. And one of those meals need to be heavily on protein. So, and guys, you know when you're pregnant, like what? And I want to sleep, but also I cannot be sleeping the entire day because I also need to exercise because I need to move my body. Yeah. I'm only 30. Sure. So yeah, that's the update from the doctor. And what else? Oh, we also had to inquire on the cost of the hospital to see how much we're going to be having to pay because we are not on medical aid. And the cost is literally just, it's not far off from what we paid for Lirako's birth. So we are going to start, the hospital allows monthly payments towards your account, or you can do lump sum. So we've decided that we are going to be doing monthly contributions towards the bill, and then whatever that is left by the time of birth, if there'll be left, then we'll pay them. But we are hoping that we finish our bill in December because I am due in February. But the way this baby is growing, we are most likely going to deliver in end of January. So yeah, so the baby is due in Feb, but the way our langarona, my doctor was like, the way your baby is getting so big, and because I'm having a cesarean, we cannot, like, we can't wait for the full 39 weeks because, okay, firstly, he was saying he does not like it when repeat C-section clients go over 38 weeks. Number 2, at the rate that baby is growing at, probably at 36 weeks, we're gonna be ready to vacate this human being because that human being will be very big. But we'll see. I'm hoping that we can get to 38. With Liregu, I just 37 weeks I was here. So even with this one, I think 37 weeks. Oh, sharp, like what more do you want in my body? Like, Puma, going to leave my body. We don't yet know the gender of the baby. Oh, also, let me wear my ring because I forget it all the time. I forget my ring all the time, you guys. So, so today I just felt like I needed to tell the kids that I'm pregnant because my belly is starting to show, and I don't want to gaslight my kids or just not tell them things that are happening around them that affect their daily lives. So this morning we told the kids, like, hi, we need to tell you guys something. Remember the last time we spoke, we asked you guys how you would feel about having a sister or a brother, and you guys also then were like, yeah, we know they were up for it, like we want to have a brother and whatnot. Obviously their reasons are childish reasons. They're not like into ezinkulu, but oh, hey, yeah. Sweat. Yeah, obviously they are. I don't know if this thing is right. So obviously their reasons are childish, but we wanted their opinion anyway. Oh, my skin is so dry. My skin is so dry with this pregnancy. It's not funny. My face is so dry. And also, I'm so light skinned. Let's not even talk about it. But anyway. So this morning we're like, yeah, no, mommy and daddy then decided to have a baby. There's a baby in mommy's belly, ne? And then Lyric was like, oh, can I see the baby? And Lyric looked confused birthday. And then I opened my night dress and Lyric just came and hugged me, and then she touched the baby, my belly, and she said, hi baby, my name is Yeko and I'm your sister. You know, and Toto was like, where's the baby gonna sleep? Who's gonna take care of the baby when you're doing your perfume business or when you're working? I'm like, we are most likely going to get a nanny just for the last month of my pregnancy and the first 2 months of baby's life, just so that she can help me adjust and get into a routine before then we'll decide if we're keeping her or not. But yeah, we'll see. And then after answering those questions, she was like, okay, that sounds like a good plan. Like, oh, we're having and I think it's a brother. I'm like, what if it's a sister? She's like, that would be fine, but I really want a brother. I'm like, where? Like, okay, we'll find out soon if the baby is a girl or a boy. At our next appointment, we're gonna know. So, and then after answering the questions, then she was getting excited. She's like, oh my gosh, we now need to create a list for everything we need for the baby. I need to keep the room clean so that when the baby is visiting our room, you know, there are no germs, because babies don't like germs. Literally, you need to stop crying and throwing tantrums because you're a big sister now, okay? You need to eat your vegetables so that you're strong and you can carry the baby. And my little heart just melted. I was like, oh my God, how did my 7-year-old like get to this point? And it also just clicked in my mind that I don't like, firstborn daughters are not always parentified. I think it just comes with them being the oldest, but it is my duty and Happy's duty as her parents to reassure her that she is not responsible for her siblings. We always tell her that you are not responsible for Lerego. Yes, you can look out for her and, you know, keep her out of danger, but she's not your responsibility. Like, I love Kosa, by the way, but I'm baby. So like that, like she's not your child, you know. I've been speaking for 10 minutes.
Hi guys, we're at the mall, so we're buying.
At the mall. Is this the mall?
No, we're at the shop. We're buying baby stuff. We're buying baby clothes.
3 for 2. I don't like Bennett's though. I want. But for you guys, I get not for none. So I went to Clicks to get a few baby stuff. I need to start gathering baby cosmetics, and guys, I got the shock of my life. I have completely forgotten how expensive baby things can get. So I didn't get a lot, but this is what I got. What?
I can't hear.
I spent 663. Yeah. So to kick off, well, not to kick off. I got some baby wipes. I like these ones. That Clicks brand. They fill and they remain moist for me than the Johnson ones, which I used to and then I started with them, but as I went, I was like, let me switch up. I tried the Clicks brand, loved it, and I'm gonna stick by it. And then
I know how to talk.